对对对，不错的，很顺畅，对对，然后你刚刚说上，
专心吧，
专心，
但当然可以先看一看，因为刚刚有可能会从里面那个你们可以关注，这样子你要体验一下我们的厕所。
对，已经有人告诉我，
有人告诉你体验。你只要这个窗户，你如果觉得不安全，就是可以把它拉进来。
You mentioned it's about the relationship with the space.
No, I am English teacher, but I want to be
In the
Chinese.
in the writing, you mentioned about the painting and the space as some kind of community together.
This guy who runs these days,
Yeah.
he always makes projects with images, special projects.
Yeah.
So
So do you talk to them?
Yeah.
favorite color.
Yeah.
And to have exhibition in this open
So how about the standard
this
here?
copy house newspaper.
Very
我不会跟他想那么多啊。
Attitude or staying upright with a piece on the head. If someone would like to tell about his feelings.
静红好了。
Perhaps they want somebody who can speak English to speak up first,
Yes,
right?
you can speak.
But it's not fair.
It's fair.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a very spatial experience I had just now because I have never put something on my head and because if you want to look really close to a picture, you have to link your body to the painting, right? It's impossible to straighten up your head and look at the picture. So it's very interesting that I have I feel something on my head. I have to make sure it will not fall. So I have to keep my head up and look at the painting. So actually, Hsing-Wan's painting has changed a little bit. It's different from what I have seen before. Her work I have seen before. So it's totally different. Okay, that's how I feel.
So if you told that usually you have to go into the painting to accept.
Yeah.
And then you could not go through, so you have more distance?
I think, what is it made of?
It's
Ceramic?
No, it's
No?
artificial. It's polyurethane. Some of them epoxy.
Epoxy. I think when I put the work on my head, it seems to make me more focused on what I'm looking in front of me. Okay, distance. But the close-up of Hsing-Wan's painting, because you make it larger, right? So I feel a little bit that I cannot see the whole picture of the work, and I can only accept the way how you show me how Hsing-Wan's work. You show me the way. Yeah, I have to led by you. I cannot look at the picture in the way I want. So I don't know. Is that your purpose?
Hsing-Wan had a catalog many years ago, a journey of a stroller. Someone who is walking through the day, and this idea and the circumstance that the way she used Chinese ink in a slow motion to fill up the ink to a dark black, to have this black and white paintings, has this circumstance of progressing, and I tried to, with this close-up, to make this accent stronger. So it's not only me; it's also Hsing-Wan who following something. I think in this painting, the work. I tried to be different. The work of Alekshinsky, a walk with Alekshinsky, you can see downstairs. He shows a road which was broken and fixed by this black paint. So I also think that Hsing-Wan was following something invisible to relate it into this painting. And I tried to follow her idea with the camera. I don't know if it's loud and correct, but you never know about the other. The other is always something you cannot know.
I talk about my experience in Chinese. Okay. 我是一步一步去被他的，首先被他的人吸引，因为他是蛮东方的。我第一次见到一个西方人这么东方，然后慢慢被他的作品吸引，被他作品吸引，同时被他的那种说服。他很善于用他们西方逻辑的语言传达他背后 作品的那个思想跟艺术。那他下面用了阿勒钦斯基的那个，我想这边很多幸婉的朋友，或者是喜欢幸婉的作品，或者对他有相当了解。那我虽然他现在我看到他用的阿勒钦斯基，我觉得哇，那开始太棒了。因为我先不了解，然后他解释跟我说，那是用来修补一种损坏的路面。那他用这个去套到幸婉的那个水墨作品，我觉得太棒了。幸婉作品其实我们看，其实很痛苦。如果说走进去的话，然后再下来，他叫我试，我刚刚才试。那我刚刚试的东西的时候，我们没有办法进去，因为，我先讲看，我们平常的观看啊，看那个，比如说看一件作品，我们要不是进不去，我不知道是作者在说什么；要不是屁股就进去了，就是我整个人跟作者完全融为一体，在或者看那个新闻，如果说我没有用的东西，我自己在旁边看到，那就是随着他带领我们在新版的那个笔墨里面，水墨世界里面。但是有了那个东西之后，我刚开始的时候我很不习惯，因为我觉得有个凉凉的东西在头上，我没有办法专心看，没有办法专心的照我自己的意思看。我跟他这样讲，他说你再试，我再试。可是当我再放第二遍的时候，慢慢我发觉，作品跟我之间产生了参与，因为我不是跟以前那样完全投进去，因为我随时这个东西提醒我在这个地方，作品在那边，同时有一个他带领我们看到陈幸婉的水墨世界，还有一个我，那我觉得很棒，那种经验很棒，就是说，在这件作品里面，或者说在这个水墨的运行里，我在哪里？他在好像问这样问题，同时是他带领我们所呈现的陈幸婉的作品，他作品所呈现的一个世界，同时这个世界在询问我们我在哪里，我在这样子一个我的位置在哪里？可是这东西又不是固定，不是说哦我在这里好了就定下来，不是。他那个东西又把你勾过去，然后你再看那个，然后他又开始问你，就是说我跟那个东西之间是一直在，他讲 moving， 当然这 moving 是因为他的摄影机运动带领我们也有这种感觉。那我发觉，这种观看经验是我以前没有的，因为以前我的观看就是我不知道他做什么，我进不去，或者怕我进去了，我跟作者结为一体。可是首次有这样子的经验，那这种经验活的，那我想到我们东方一直讲，所谓经验哲学那种，人家说如人饮水，冷暖自知的那佛家或禅宗那种经验，在这里面完全那就是那种经验。OK。抱歉，我刚才讲太多了。
You were translator.
May I ask who's operating the camera that puts you guys work into a video from my point of view?
Yes. As I told in the beginning, that I'm not showing Hsing-wan's work. I'm showing a close-up to Hsing-wan.
Okay.
So it's also in my interest is not the outside or the shape. It's the experience people can make. It's why this feedback is the most important part now in this experience, is to know what was the process inside.
So, did you ever discuss your way of taking the video of her work with Hsing-wan before you put this into action?
Yeah, I would like Hsing-wan to be alive, to have her permission to work as this, and I know that this to come closer to someone is always hurting the private space, and I asked for permission and to the people to the family of Hsing-wan to do this video.
Yeah, I understand. So now I think it's interesting the way that actually there are two pieces of work and there are 2 or even 3 ways of viewing the work. The first and the primitive one is Hsing-wan's work as Chinese wash painting class maybe. And the second one is your closing up to her work by the video piece. And there is something, may I call it an intruder, which is the video. And when we saw your video, and there's another intruder, which is this piece of, I don't know, wooden or whatever piece we put on our head. So it's kind of distracting to some people, but it's kind of make people more focused onto the work. So different people have very different experience from those so-called intruders. And I'm interested in why that the effect of those intruders are so diverse. What's behind this this phenomenon?
My English is not very good, so I didn't catch everything. But to speak to make a difference between Hsing-wan's work as a composition is something which fits completely into art and what how art looks like, and also to the art market. For me, these forms are forms coming out of typical. It's a typical form coming out of an idea of to hold something. So actually, it belongs to everybody. And for me, it's not this the artwork. This is an instrument. And the experience is immaterial. It's something art, and for me, art is actually not material. It has. I recognize art as a form of materialized expression, but in a deeper sense, art is not material.
So may I ask, what's your feeling when you put the object on your head? You feel it's kind of intruding to your perceiving?
No, I was just speaking from those former speakers, because one said that it's helped her to focus, and the other said helped him to disturbing something like that. But for me, I just didn't feel any difference. Maybe it helped me to stand straight up a little bit, because it's usually difficult for me to really stand straight up. And maybe for some people who have the habit to move their head when looking at things, this piece of object, yes, can stop the movement of the head. And I think maybe it's difficult for the viewer to really follow the camera when his or her own head is moving. Maybe the cameraman just wants, that's my thought, sorry, just wanted to stop those audience head from moving from one way to the other.
There's also something maybe should be told that the video is a raw version of this idea, because we are not in possibility to cut these files in the way it was thought, and the idea was also to make the movement slower, so it's not that difficult to follow the lines in the movement.
But because to me, the movement of the camera is very slow, and I felt sort of impatient. But when this object is on my head, I'm forced to stand still. I'm forced to slow down. But it's not really focused, because I can still move my eyeballs.
Yeah, I have an idea that maybe for you it's your first time to meet Hsing-wan's work, and in such a situation.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's also difficulties.
Yeah.
And for some other friends, maybe they have a very close experience to Hsing-wan's work, just original
people who had already known.
So it's
her.
really
Yeah.
different, yeah. So maybe there are other ideas about this. 有其他意见可以提出来，就是你们刚刚观看的那种经验，可以提出来谈谈。
I'd like to apologize because I fall down.
You fall down.
Yeah, sorry about that. For me, that is kind of a special experience, because I can see Hsing-wan's work through your eyes, maybe. Then the work is from silence to the moving, from like stay still to like move smoothly. Not because you move the camera, but because when I put your work on my head. Before that, I feel like the painting is the painting, and me is still me. But when I hold the work on my hand, I can see the painting, but it seems like a distance between. Then when I kind of calm down and put the work on my head, I can feel like something different, like it starts to going up, and it starts to moving, and kind of slowly, but it says something slowly. And when I'm falling down, the work, then I try to do the same thing. The first time I did, I put on my hand, and once again I put on my head. And it seems as I saw the painting and feel like moving and falling down again. And I didn't mean the work falling down, but I feel like I'm falling down in the painting. Yeah, something like that. It's kind of very, I don't know.
Its experience is very familiar to me, because when I read books which are on the border of it, what I can understand, I always get lost. And afterwards, I can find somewhere when I can start to reconcentrate. And yeah, I think the process on the limit of the possibility of perception is always something losing, finding, losing, transforming also.
So did you have any purpose that?
Good process.
Sorry, did you have any purpose that why you wanted to connect with Hsing-wan's painting with this kind of the way?
I tried to make this bridge with this Leshinsky introduction, that Hsing-wan filling up the paper with dark ink. She had to move slowly to fill up the paper with all this ink. So moving slowly, it's kind of progressing step by step, but just with to see is not that important. The important is how to move. The possibility of movement is something blind cannot see, and so in this direction.
And maybe this person and the music, that's all mixed together. So I think we know Hsing-wan's work again through your work and your stuff. Put like that and make us think what's the difference before we know Hsing-wan and after you, I feel different and maybe different. So I think you know Hsing-wan maybe better than us from your work. That's I feel.
The museum, and for me, the way she used the ink is very strong and intensive. But through your work, I feel like the same experience that the first time I walk in the forest, or the first time I see my lover's face so closely. Yeah. And it's very, because of the rhythm of the camera and the music, I feel like the trace of the ink is like the tears. For me, it's I don't know, 浮起来.
Just emerged. This emotion just emerged.
Just on the paper. And for me, it's not so. When I saw the work in museum, it's very expressive. But this time, when I saw the work, it's very close to me. Yes, so it's a very beautiful work for me.
The shooting 2 days ago， 就想要解释一下，其实他这次会就用这样的方式来拍幸婉的作品，其实有点不得已，因为本来想剪接的，但是因为找不到合适的软体，然后时间也很赶，对，然后就用最原始的方式，就是面对他的纸上作品去做这样的动作，所以没有办法再做任何的剪辑。对，那音乐也是另外的，就是没办法把它 mix 在一起。对，所以可能对第一次看到这样的幸婉的作品的人会有疑问啦，但是我觉得这也许可以引发你再去，也许有机会去看看他的原作，在不同的展览里面或者在美术馆里面。
Like it's a tool that helped me to hold my breath, and it's helped me to focus on my body, and helped me to get closer to the work. Not only the video, but the work, the trace of Hsing-wan with her hands. That's my feeling.
Experience. It is seems to me a very poetic journey. It helps me to immerse myself in the details, and there seems a lot of movement, a lot of rhythm, but it is an overall picture. But this time it seems that I could survey or examine all the details in her painting, especially in such kind of pace. That I could feel myself flow into Hsing-wan's life. Perhaps, forgive me, make a joke. Perhaps this handkerchief helps me, because this handkerchief, there are some calligraphy on this handkerchief, and it was given by Hsing-wan. Perhaps it helps me to understand the experience. I actually like this object very much. It's a totally a new experience to know, getting closer to Hsing-wan's every detail, every language that seems I won't miss out what the tiny expression or movements in the painting. And as soon as I put this object on my top of my head, I feel a certain kind of pressure on my head, but it helps me to put myself together and to concentrate. Perhaps it also, because sometimes I practice meditation, so perhaps they both help me. What else? Okay, so far I could only express a little bit. Perhaps later on, if there are some different opinions. Okay.
I thought I'd come here to listen to someone who would directly tell us about Hsing-wan's work. Is her way of using ink in her paintings, but this is quite unusual for me because I was forced to look at her painting in a totally different way, which I would have used. So that's the first thing that I feel taken by surprise. That's the first thing. And I mean, if I go to see Hsing-wan's work today, I'm not going to be taken by surprise. She's that famous. So this is kind of good for me, I think, the first thing. And the second is that little object. I don't know how to say about it, but when I put it onto my head, it's strange because at first it was so obvious there. I feel that I couldn't concentrate on the painting. But after a while, I think it kind of disappeared. I forgot about it because I was looking at it and following the little picture, moving picture. And there are lots of thoughts going in my head. So this thing on top is gone. It was gone. But then suddenly it almost fell. It was dropping out of my, then slipped down. But I was able to catch it, so I guess I wasn't that concentrated because after all I didn't drop it on the floor. But then again, I mean, this happened a couple of times, and it really made me ask myself about all of this. I mean, the viewing experience. I was never so conscious of one person, which is me, that's watching a painting and asking myself, what are you doing here, and what's in your head, and what are all this and Hsing-wan's work meaning to you? There's lots of questions I have, but at the same time, I was kind of amazed that I still have time to enjoy the painting. it's strange. It seems that I can do so many things and thinking at the same time, because still I had time to think what the artist himself trying to relate this painting with that video downstairs, which I thought this is interesting because from this video is no longer just a two-dimensional painting. I have to think about the walk, and there's a little angle I feel because it's a lens. So there are lots of things going on.
Say something.
我想再讲一下我的 self。那我第一次在作品里面，我问自己，我是谁？我在哪里？透过大家。
This is the first time I see the Hsin-wan's work, but following your camera, I just saw. In the beginning, I couldn't concentrate on the whole paint, all the film, but as longer as I watched the video, it just made me. Maybe it's the music. It's your work. It's not Hsin-wan's work anymore. Just follow the line or you put the close up, the zoom. Then it's very interesting.
Yeah, I think even the music is music. She was really a fan of this musician, and so. This music is very close to Hsin-wan's work. It was a choice, not accidentally. It was
because I can play this music with cello.
Yeah.
So I know this music so much, and when I watch
to come into this experience, and I don't know, maybe there would be some food upstairs or some sweets, I don't know. Discussions can follow.
Yeah. And you know there are someone on the way on the road. Mr. Lin is bringing his 10 students. He's coming.
Okay.
So yeah, now we can move freely and eat something.
Yes.
Yeah, if someone would like to experience again.
Yes.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Or another question.
May I see that there a certain degree of sincerity through your piece of work. Seems it's a very good bridge work to link your point of view and Hsin-wan's art. It made me to think you are a very sincere person. You try to lead people into Hsin-wan's very subtle feelings in her art. I think both of you has a kind of nature care about people in a very subtle way. I see this certain degree of sincerity. Thank you.
Thank you.